Welcome to Butterflies of Wisdom, everyone. Happy Labor Day. If Wynn could figure out technology, we could have a smooth podcast. But by the time you hear this, it will be Tuesday because I don't work today, so I have time to put this up. So by the time that you hear this, Labor Day will be past, and the kids will be back to school, so I hope. And, yeah. So today, Mel and I are going to talk about the opioid epidemic, which, if you have kids in a vehicle, do not listen to this episode with kids over speakers because it's going to be, we're going to try not to make it graphic, but, when it comes down to it, the opioid epidemic is graphic, and so if you hear a background noise, that's not me, that's Mel. And the other announcement I wanted to make is as of September 1, which was Friday, I had the luxury of finally getting my vocational rehab plan put into place. And so as of May 22nd, I am quitting my job to become a full-time author / podcaster. Yes, the time has finally come. So I will keep you guys updated on that if anything changes between now and Christmas, all depending on whether I still need the stable paycheck between now and December. But it looks like to me it's a go, and they didn't throw teaching in there on top of it. So I'm doing what I'm doing in the creative industry, and tomorrow I start my journalism degree. That's about time. And so without further ado, I'm going to let this Mel take it away.
Hello. How are you? Happy Labor Day, everyone. I hope you're all enjoying your weekend. It's nice to see you all. We have an important topic to discuss today. It's a bit sensitive, so it's probably a good idea not to have your kids around. Opioids is a bit of a dilemma that's going on. It's kind of interesting that it's surfaced in our society. There's many different ways people are masking the pain or using, recreational drugs or whatnot. But I guess this is what's happening right now, Lynn. So, anyway. What is it? Go ahead.
If I can jump in here for a couple seconds, I think it would be right to speak about the speed end of it, the Molly end of it, the ADHD end of it, the Advil end of it, not necessarily the weed end of it, because, and I say weed, you guys know I'm coming from Colorado, and Mel's actually coming from a state where it's legal now. So I don't think that speaking on the weed end of it would help, because half the states now are progressive. I know Oregon, I know Colorado, I know California, and Washington State is progressive. So I just wanted to say that as a caveat. We're going to be speaking about Molly and speed for ADHD and pain meds that people are addicted to. And so my personal feelings on Molly and speed, well, Molly and speed are the same thing, is just let these kids be kids. Don't give them medications. I mean, I have a friend right now who's going through a situation with the son. The son has been diagnosed with ADHD after 8 years of not being diagnosed. No, the school didn't help with the diagnosis. And automatically what the doctors did was give him Molly and Speed to calm him down. And the mother in this situation, a friend of mine, said no to medication. Of course, doctors don't listen to us. Don't get me started on that tangent. And so I would think if you just let the kids, let the heebie-jeebies out, that would be easier. What do you think now?
You know, I have a friend too, one of my best friends who has a son, and at the time, they were giving him medication for his ADHD, and he refused it. And yeah, he was a bit of a handful of a kid, but he had a great personality. And fast forward, here he is now. The boy is a man. He is in his mid-30s or late 20s, and he's brilliant. You know, I mean, he is brilliant. He knows. I mean, he does sign language. He's into computers. He does all this. I have an attorney who told me once that he severely had ADD. And now I don't know if he was on medication or not, but he's brilliant enough to be an attorney. And I don't see any part of him in all the times that I've spoke to him where he would be symptomatic of that as he were maybe when he was a child. So the point of my story here is evolution. Obviously, as a person matures, there's some part of their growth process, dare I say, corrects it, or they evolve into these fully functioning, intelligent human beings. So no, I'm not into drugging any kid to alter their state for the sake of a convenience for adults. Now, unless a child is showing serious psychopathic tendencies and he's harming people and blah, 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 all that, okay, I could see that. But for the most part, I have yet to see any situation where kids are really that out of hand. I know that parents can only do a certain amount if a child does have that condition, but nonetheless, I'm not for medicating any child for the sake of calming them down. As a whole.
And my family knows this. If my CP got bad enough, I would look for alternative medication to control it, aka marijuana, and so or any other substance that's alternative. Because there's a story that goes along with that statement I just said. I was put on one of the top medications for CP in 2004, probably? No, earlier than that, 2000. And by the time it got to 2009, I was a walking zombie. And that medication is called Baclofen. And if you guys Google Baclofen, you can see it's meant for CP, and they tried to put a foreign object of a hockey puck in my system to release Baclofen. Now, I have a friend on Baclofen, which he's also in a wheelchair, can't speak, does all that stuff, but without Baclofen, his tone would be off the wall. Without Baclofen, my tone is medium, but I can control it, aka tone is muscle spasms. So I have 1,000 muscle spasms a day, thank you very much, and I don't even feel them. Quite frankly, I felt more like was a zombie in 2009 than I do now, and without me being off Baclofen, I wouldn't be doing this podcast. There's no way. So I think what the speed for ADHD is also, when it comes down to it, it changes the synapsi in the brain.
So because you took this, okay, let me understand it. So you took this baclofen and it affected you enough to the point where you were able to function as of today. Is that it, Lynn?
It affected me to the point where I couldn't remember half the stuff I was doing because my body got so used to it that it affected me so bad that it affected the synapsi of my brain.
Wow.
And so
moving
from 2002, from 2000 to 2009, I was a walking zombie, and my family, we were on the East Coast at the time. My mom's brother, thankfully, and my mom, because my mom she was so used to controlling my CT this way that a family member had to say to my mom that, look, this child is acting strange because I was a walking zombie. And so when we flew home, she started taking me off baclofen in January of 2010. This was Christmas 2009. And I remember a picture. I looked white as a ghost. I don't remember what went on because of baclofen. Thank you very much. And so the doctors, my mom persuaded the doctors to teach her how to take me off baclofen, and they all went gulp. And I haven't taken baclofen since 2009. It's now 2017, and I'm functioning with CD, doing a podcast, writing books, and everything else.
Well, wow, that's, I can't even imagine spending all those years and just being completely out of it. And that was an incredible amount of patience your mom had, and a very courageous thing to do. Yeah, see, I don't know. You try to create a solution for one thing and you create another. And it's not like your brain wasn't functioning.
This is what Molly and speed and occasionally cocaine does. And I'm mentioning all the heavy drugs. And even the pain medications for after surgery. I hate to mention your friend with the stroke, your cousin, thank you very much, Oni, but Mel sent me a video the other day, and it's actually on Mel's Facebook, and Oni looks like he is on many pain medications, and he looks like he's about to tip that walker over if there's no tomorrow. And maybe it's because I'm looking at a videotape, and maybe it's because I have the bias of CT. But we need to stop the pain epidemic. This is why I came up. This is subject topic today. We need to stop doctors prescribing pain medications at the Union.
Yes, that's the process that Arnie's going through right now. It's very courageous to watch him, and he has a thalamic hemorrhage. And one of the things they had to do was to sedate him, and this has been going on for a month now. So the first 3 weeks was really hard because he couldn't sleep. He has sleep apnea. So they had to sedate him and, just kind of make him a walking zombie, if you will, just so he could sleep. And so the video, so the video that you see him on his walker and during his physical therapy, he is now coherent and fully awake in his brain, which is great. You know, it was really painful to watch him just kind of being in and out of it. And there were many times he'd be sitting in that wheelchair and he'd come in after therapy and I would massage his back and his arms just to get some circulation going and just to keep him awake because they wanted him to be ready for his next therapy. He's under, you know, a 3-hour aggressive therapy program split up between speech, physical, and occupational therapy throughout the day. And they won't let him sleep. So we're trying to reverse engineer the process for him. And now he's, you know, I saw him yesterday. We had a birthday celebration for his mom and the whole family was there. And he was nice and awake, very coherent, didn't need any drugs. You know, the sleep apnea seems to be, you know, kind of under control. And, yeah, so I can't imagine him being just totally wiped out. You know, it's good to see him very awake.
Well, thank you for explaining it. But so those of you who are going back to school with disabled kids, don't let the teachers prescribe medications. Don't let the teachers send your kids to the doctor's office to say they need Molly and Speed and calm down. Let them get the heebie-jeebies out, please, because this pain epidemic is nuts. This pain epidemic is nuts. Now, granted, you're hearing the voice of a 30-year-old woman with CP who has spent many hours on pain medications. I don't even take them. I don't even take the opioids that they give me after surgery. They make me loopy. They make me sick. They just make me icky. And so, Mel, I know that you do bodybuilding with your sons. Now, are they doing it naturally, or are they doing it drug-induced, or what's the plan on that?
Well, my older son is 17, and he decided to retire from sports. He played baseball and football and rugby for, you know, many years, and he's now in his senior year. And I had a long, detailed conversation with him because of my bodybuilding experience. I'm very proud to say at the peak of my career, I had a great physique, and I did it all naturally. I had no anabolic steroids or any controlled substances that I use illegally. So, you know, he is doing it all naturally. Absolutely. He's using some pre-workout stuff, you know, some protein powders, but it's really, really under a lot of supervision, and he understands that it's very important to let his body evolve naturally as he's growing, especially during his high school years. I mean, he is 6 years ahead of me strength-wise in comparison to where I was when I was younger. He has tremendous potential and great size now. But, you know, I told him that here's your path. You know, until you're 21 to 23, we'll determine what level you're at, and then we'll increase your supplementation from that point on. But nonetheless, everything's being done naturally. His nutrition is on point. I credit him with just this phenomenal discipline that he has. He used to be the same way when he pitched. You know, he could have runners running around the bases, or he could be throwing, you know, strike after strike, and it wouldn't bother him at all. So he has that mental discipline and focus to be able to do it. Unlike my other son, who's, you know, a football player and is very aggressive and has the attention span of a gnat, but
yeah, well, that's okay.
Nonetheless,
that's okay.
Two different kids.
I laugh with you, not at you, from the teacher's perspective of teaching preschool.
Right.
That's why I gave
right.
That's one
right.
of the
yeah,
reasons why I gave it up.
You'd understand that. So, you know, my younger son's far more emotional. That's one of the reasons why I gave it up. You know, his mind is kind of dynamic, but my older son is very cerebral, very kind of calm, you know, critical thinker, three-dimensional, sees it, you know, in his mind and just can focus. So to answer your question, yes, all is done naturally. There's no drug inducement. I absolutely made that very clear to him that he is to let his internal organs of natural, you know, growth hormone production to kind of take over and you know, when he gets older and he wants to compete at a higher level, we'll cross that road when we get there.
And I think, getting back to people have the attention spans of a gnat, especially preschoolers. I think that the ADHD medication is making it worse. This is not coming from Win, the author perspective. This is coming from Win, the teacher perspective. Oh my God. I thought, well, when parents said my son has ADHD and I'm now giving him Molly and Speed to control his ADHD. I swear one of my preschoolers had ADHD, and of course I wasn't allowed to say anything. You're not allowed to say anything in the education field. And I swear this kid was about the size of a football player, and he didn't know his space, and I swear he had ADD or ADHD, and I swear that the parents were giving him medication to calm him down, which didn't help because he just wanted to be up and moving as preschoolers do. And then I had another kid who actually fell on me. Thank you very much. We'll get into why I gave up education more in next week's episode, which I believe will be recorded on Wednesday, according to my co-host schedule and my schedule. But I was going to say, if these teachers are making diagnoses as to what they think, run the other direction. Run the other direction. And because teachers and schools, public or private, are not allowed to make diagnoses, we'll get in big trouble with that. And I got into a situation with 2 years ago where I almost had to tell a family what to do with their son, and I said, no, I'm not doing that because you're asking me to do something out of protocol, one, and two, they think that the school's going to pay for all this testing. So if teachers make the diagnoses, the parents are going to think the school's going to pay for all the testing, and that's not true. Public or private, that's not true. So I want to say to you guys, all the parents that are listening out there, that just be careful how you approach the teachers and how you approach the doctors in the 2017-2018 school year, and just be careful how you treat the bodies. And I'm going to let the health coach speak on that one. Hint, hint, Mel. So you speak on that one as we close out this episode.
Absolutely. You know, I always tell my clients, please take care of your body. You're only given one, right? And another thing is that there's no guarantee to a healthy future. There's only a healthy present. So the most important thing is take care of your body by doing the best practices so that you can live a high quality of life now. It doesn't matter how healthy or unhealthy your lifestyle is. What matters are the things that you do in your lifestyle now. So if you are living a seemingly unhealthy lifestyle, you're not eating well, you're not exercising, you're absorbing a lot of stress, maybe you drink, maybe you smoke, I don't know. Start taking the steps to improve yourself physically, which translates into better emotional and mental health because your body has the ability to decompress and get rid of that stress. When you're absorbing a lot of stress, you're really creating a lot of inflammation. So just take care of the body that you have because you only have one.
And I would just say, I hate to end on a sour note here, but please, 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 please eliminate the stress if you can. For those of you in Houston, Texas, primarily right now, please, 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 please ask for support. If you can, because I know they're dealing with Houston is underwater, and I know that podcasters are coming out of Houston, and their equipment got soaked, their computers got soaked. So please just eliminate the stress. That will really help your body. And my story is I had dark circles under my eyes for about a good year. Yeah, a year, literally. From point to point, from September 2016 to May to from September 2015 to May 2016, and that was the year I gave up teaching preschool. Do you know my dark circles have now disappeared from underneath my eyes, and I cannot figure it out. I cannot figure it out as to why they appeared and kept appearing. Do you know I was so stressed out from teaching preschool, 2.5-year-old preschoolers, that my dark circles just appeared and I looked white as a ghost. Now I have color back in my face. I am not stressed out. Plus I eliminated sugar, which I tried sugar the other night, hated every minute of it, and sugar in my body don't agree still, because that was a month and a half. So please, 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 please ask for support and don't take the opioids if you don't need it. That's my final piece of advice. Mel, what's yours?
Well, I think we all know what it takes to take care of our bodies. We won't beat that dead horse too far. But just, start with a simple process of getting yourself healthy and strong. Meet your fitness level where it's at. Don't overdo things you can't handle right now, and just let your body heal up and work a little bit harder every day. We all know how to eat better. We all know what's not good for our bodies. We don't have to, expand on that too much. And if you don't, YouTube it. How do I eat healthier? The Mediterranean diet is a great diet out there because it's all natural whole foods, whatever it may be. Really just put your relationship with food in check, because, if you're an emotional eater, you've got to find a way to soothe yourself some other way and associate the pleasure of food through another type of action. But nonetheless, I hope you guys are all having a wonderful Labor Day weekend, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode.
Yes, we do. And our next episode, Mel is going to lead with questions that he's going to come up with. He doesn't know this yet, but I want to explain to you guys how I became a teacher, why I'm leaving education, the truth of why I'm leaving education. I've hinted at it so many times, but we're going to do a deep dive on that. And so you guys can quit asking me questions about why I'm leaving education and why I'm transferring my teaching career over to books. So I hope. And Mel's going to lead on that one. I hope he comes up with some questions. But I want you guys to know that you're loved, you're supported by Mel and I, and you can find Mel and I on Facebook, and we can happily answer your questions. And Mel can even design a custom workout program for you if you say, I can't work out. I've never worked out a day in my life. And so we hope that our next project Mel and I are doing, we can help you guys get to the fitness level you need to get. And so we appreciate you guys listening, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic Labor Day. Thanks, you guys. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.